Welcome to BIG's Odyssey 2026 International Women's Day webinar. Like we all know, March is always a month where we recognize women, celebrate women, and appreciate their contribution towards the society. And on the 8th of March this year, we will be celebrating International Women's Day. So we have taken aside today to discuss women and our contributions to society. And also, in a special way, we are going to include men this year. So the theme for this year's conversation, this webinar, is Allies in Action, Men and Women Driving Sustainable Progress. Once again, welcome everybody. And for housekeeping, at each point during the session, please keep your microphones mute to avoid distractions. You can introduce yourself in the chat box to connect, share ideas, and ask questions. Feel free to use the raise hand button if you need to speak or call the moderator's attention to ask a question or make a suggestion. Do not hesitate to use the reaction button to express yourselves and your feeling during the webinar. And feel free to turn on your camera since it's going to be an interactive session. And my name is Sophia Onovo. I am the Communications and Engagement Officer here at BIG's Odyssey International. And once again, welcome everybody on board as we progress. So like I said earlier, International Women's Day is a day where we have an opportunity to reevaluate the contributions and progress of women in the society. And for this year's celebration, the United Nations have given us an opportunity to discuss the theme, Give to Gain. And our reflection this year is solely going to be centered on the aspect of giving and gaining as regards to women, and also how men and women can work together as partners in driving sustainable progress in society. And if you are just joining us for the first time in our webinar series, welcome to BIG's Odyssey International. BIG's Odyssey International is a consultancy poised to provide educational and allied professional services, skill acquisitions, and advocacy. Some of the services we offer are workshops and trainings. We organize career workshops and trainings for women, men, and anybody who has the passion to grow in the career space. We also have creative opportunities that interest everybody across in the society. We host our annual competitions like the Big Odyssey Poetry competitions, workshops, the Readers Club, where we come together in a community to read, learn, and discuss literature. We also have other events like the Glide program, which is targeted at women who are making a comeback to their career, women who are taking break in their career space and are interested in coming back so that they can come back stronger and grow in their career. We also have advocacy, where we promote the interest and potential of youths and women by providing support and awareness. Feel free to check our website, www.bigsodyssey.com, and our socials. You can find us across all social media platforms at Bigs Odyssey International. And I'm privileged to introduce our panelists who will be discussing this topic with us. We have two speakers with us in the house. We have Miss Hopeful Bafomode. She's a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt and also a PhD candidate in the Department of Religious and Cultural Studies. She is a passionate gender advocate and the CEO of Delighted Women Development Initiative. She is also dedicated to empowering women and championing girls' education. She believes education is key to unlocking their potential, so she mentors, trains, and sensitizes women and girls to become confident leaders and change makers. Miss Hopeful, are you here? You can say hi to the house.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Our other speaker is Mr. Adetola Aromosi. He is a passionate education advocate and global school teacher and a community development specialist with over 10 years of experience advancing education, youth empowerment, and social impact initiatives. He is the founder of the Itura Education and Empowerment Foundation, where he leads programs that support underserved communities through education, empowerment, and capacity building. Mr. Adetola, are you here with us?
Hello, good afternoon. It's nice to be here today.
Thank you so much for joining us. So we are going to go over to the reason why we have gathered today. We will be discussing allies in action. So allies in action, we'll be looking at how men and women can come together to drive sustainable progress. And we will not also be ignoring the theme for this year's International Women's Day, which is centered on the aspect of giving. So we are going to be looking at what it means to give in the society. What does giving mean to you as a person, as an advocate, as someone who has been in the space when it comes to driving gender equality and a sustainable progress? Let's hear your thoughts, Miss Hopeful.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Mother Hopeful by name, as she has mentioned. I'm a lecturer in the University of Port Harcourt, and I'm also running my program in the Department of Religious and Cultural Studies, PhD, and I'm the founder of the Lighted Women Development Initiative, passionate about the girl child and empowering women. Okay, so the question goes, what I understand by giving. Well, the term giving is very, very familiar to every one of us. And in one way or the other, we must have given something valuable or something not valuable. But as far as we are humans, giving is something that is very, very common, and we have given at one point or the other. So the term giving is a voluntary act of handing over something. You hand over something from one person to another. Now that something can be time, can be something valuable, like I said, it can be something without value, as the case may be. It can be money, it can be attention, whatsoever. So giving to someone or something for the benefit of that person. So the tendency of giving is to the benefit of the other, to maybe at a point in time make use of what is given out. So as advocates, we are not giving just because we want to give. The essence is to create a difference. And that is the passion we have as advocates. That's why we go further, to create time to give. We create time from our busy schedules, despite how busy we are. We give out for this cause, especially in fostering gender equality, women empowerment, and championing girls. So the passion of giving is there, and that's why we do all of these things. And today, like celebrating the International Women's Day, we are here giving again in this program, and I really appreciate the time to give and give. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you so much. Mr. Adetola, let's hear from you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adetola Oremosun. So I think you get the pronunciation well now. Oremosun is his surname pronounced. So today being the World International Women's Day, and we're talking around giving, and I believe it takes two to give, not one. You actually to give. Actually, it comes with the right mindset. You're doing it voluntarily, and giving can be done in a way such as you don't expect something in return, and at times some are done with the expectation to get something in return. So it depends on the mindset attached to it. So being today, and we're here to discuss how we give and to gain without losing ourselves. So I'm glad to be here today, and I'm willing and open to add my voice to what women are doing in this space and how they are making the world better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Adetola. So we're going to go over to discuss how ways in which men can actively contribute to gender equality. Times like these are when we hear men say, "Why is it always women?" Every time they're celebrating women, what about the men? Now we want to bring the men into the race. Ways that they can contribute actively, because all along it's been like it's just women carrying the whole thing on their head. Right now, we are saying to the men, we need you to come on board. So, what are the ways in which men can actively contribute to gender equality? Mr. Adetola, let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much, and it's good to actually be speaking again. So I think the world has actually been in the way of the male affair, and now is the time for the women to actually have their way right now. And as a person, I have supported women for as long as I could say dating back as 5 years ago, and I've lent my voice in one way or the other in advocating for women rights. And in how can a man support a woman? I think in a space dominated by male gender, we need to listen to the female gender to know what they want without making them feel silent as much as we can. I think there's a need also to actually share power. When it comes to sharing of power, you should actually share with them, not you being the one controlling it. There's a place for us to share the power sharing of a thing, and also acknowledging privileges of a lady, not denying them their privilege. And also, I would take taking responsibility for change. We need to actually position women in a strategic position where they will be able to stand in and make change, because that they also are forces. Because once a woman tell you that this is what we want to do in our house, I think they control the home and they know how they're going to move it around to actually make a ripple effect out of it. So for me, I think the system, we need to actually have a supporting system to make a woman function effectively. So for me, I support women and actually push their work out as much as I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much for supporting women and the work you've been doing so far. Um, Ms. Hopeful, let's hear from you. What ways can men actively contribute to what has been going on so far?
Okay, men can contribute in multiple ways. You know, the world, the way it is shaped, it seems as if it's a men-dominated world, what we call patriarchy. So everything is controlled by men. And why this uprise of women, gender equality, looking more like a women affair, is because women are beginning to, challenge the status quo of men dominating every space of society. And this is the reason why, there is a kind of struggle between the male and the female gender. But it's supposed not to be so. There should be fairness for both the male and the female in every sphere of life, and then there should be balance. Well, because these issues in society, they are not balanced. That's why women are speaking up. So I think that the men should give the voice to the women when they are speaking for rights and speaking for justice, speaking for balance. It's not, they shouldn't see it like a competition. Women are not competing with men. It's not a gender competition in any way. As a matter of fact, both men, both women, they are the same. They are equal. So if a woman can play a role to make something progressive, she should be given the space. Give her what it takes. What you can give to the man, give also to the woman. Don't deprive it. There should be no deprivation because she's a woman. Whatever thing that wants to be achieved shouldn't be based on gender. Shouldn't be based on sex. Okay, you're a woman. You can't do this. Have you tried her? Have you given her the opportunity? So I would say that this idea of men domination is men world. This is men. No, it should be for everybody, both gender, giving room to try. So I would say that there should be given more space to try God-given talents in every stage of life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. They should be given the opportunity. I think the key word there is opportunity. So we are also going to look at collaboration. Now, it's one thing to have the men come into the picture, but we're now looking at how the men and the women can collaborate and work together. What are the ways you think men and women should work together to achieve this? Mr. Adotelo, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the thing around the collaboration is you actually hear me saying this thing that it actually takes two to actually do something, because we're talking about two gender here, and to collaborate, you actually need two people coming to an agreement to go on with the collaboration. So, what do we need to actually collaborate, and how can it help us? So, when a man is actually willing to collaborate with a lady without anything to gain in return, I think the woman will actually be progressive, and the man will actually go further, go as fast as possible with the journey. And at the same time, when we look at the society which we are, because when we look at the numbers of the population, we see we have more of a female gender. So giving them a voice and supporting them, we can look at how fast we can actually grow as a nation and also as a community. So I think giving them, collaborating with them will actually give them the voice and the opportunity to go way beyond doing things for the society. Like when it comes to the issue of conflicts, women can actually be a voice there to help mitigate conflict and stand in strategic position, because they know how to play the emotion games. When it comes to emotion, they can actually use that and win over people, and with that we can have a peaceful society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, giving them opportunities. Okay, over to you, Miss Hopeful. Let's hear from you.
Okay, ways men and women can collaborate is to build stronger network that's together they know that they want to achieve a certain goal. So I think they should bond and build stronger network and coalitions because there's sometimes some network are not meant for women. They'll be like, this is not a women affair. They might even maybe create another network for women. This side is for women NGO, women organization. But it shouldn't be so. I think both male and female gender can work together to make progress. Then they should try as much as possible to amplify women's story. Most times what we hear is history, story. So we don't hear more about what women are doing in society. All we know is what a man has done, what men are. So if we don't document what women are doing in the next generations, or posterity will not come to see the role women are playing. We see the lives of Dr. Okonjo-Iweala and others in society that are doing great things. I think their work should be documented and amplify what they are doing as well. Then let's engage in men and women institution partner together in order to reach a reasonable goal. And then we should shun competition because one barrier to getting whatever we are pursuing is this issue of competition. When you bring a man and a woman, the feeling of inferiority by the female gender and then the male gender being oppressive is the tendency is always there. You see that in our workplaces and all of that. So we are not competing. We just want to achieve a particular goal. There are some things that are set in our workplaces that we want to achieve. That is the aim. So we coming together to work is to achieve the goal and not to compete. So we should have all of this in our mindset. And I think these points are best ways whereby men and women can collaborate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. You said something about documenting the progress so far. So, and I'm glad that our speakers, you are all in the space of educating women, women empowerment, interfacing with these women. It can be a whole lot. So, for someone out there who is wondering, how can I get involved? How do I do this? Can you just create a likely scenario of ways you've, been in this space of gender equality, how you have been advocating for women's empowerment and what it's been like. Let's hear from you, Miss Hopeful.
Okay. Practically, we've been doing quite a lot in empowering women, and thank God for the shift of narrative because right now we are not of that notion of just women. We are bringing in inclusion, so both the male and the female, because it seems like this gender whole thing is all about women, and then the men are currently advocating for their own voice. Whereas it has been a men world, but now that we're giving room for women to speak out, you see, we have Mother's Day, we have Women's Day, International IWD, IDG, and all of that. So men are not saying, let's have days that we celebrate the men. Men also cry, they have emotion, they have problems. So we are trying as much as possible to carry both the male and the female gender along. Just yesterday, in order to celebrate the IWD, we visited a secondary school here in Port Harcourt. And then what we did was to get some books, because one thing is that we have to shape in the minds of these young ones. So we got them some motivational books for the book club. We also got sanitary towels in order to bridge the gap of period poverty for the young girls. So we got them some sanitary towels and as well as soap for the boys. Then apart from that, as an academic that I am, I'm a lecturer in the university. I always encourage students, especially my young girls, when they come around, I always encourage them. Of course, if they want to be like me, they need to work hard in society. Because if you are nobody, nobody will recognize you as somebody. So they need to work hard, they need to put in their best. They need to love education, because the idea of education is fine, but people can make money anyhow, anywhere. Yahoo is there, for the young girls, following hookup and all of that is there. So that is not the way. If you do that, you will not get a reasonable result. We will go back to where we have been in years past. All these struggles we have been struggling, we will not achieve it. So I always use opportunity anytime I can to speak to young girls and tell them about how they can, lead a positive life and then be part of the change as well. And a lot of them joined us, like my students, they joined us for the sensitization yesterday, and they were given opportunity to speak to young ones. So I believe that girls like that, both the boys in the class as well, tomorrow they will lead a good example for others to follow. So that is one of the education. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Leading by example. Mr. Detola, let's hear from you. What has it been like, especially as a man, trying to advocate for the women?
Well, it's actually a very sensitive space when you have a man talking about menstrual hygiene to a female. It's always sound somehow. So in doing that kind of advocate, I always ensure I have my female friend with me. We working together while I talk through the process. At the same time, she has a practical application of it and how it works within a woman. So it's always getting in and sharing some talk around menstrual hygiene can actually be very sensitive. Like most girls will not want to, women or girls will not want to open up because you're opposite gender. They'll think like you can use it against them or stuff like that. So in as much I want to be in the front. I understand there's a need to actually step aside for someone that to actually step in, which is someone of the same gender. And also, working with women, I go as far as going into the deep communities where you can hardly see what's it called? The roads are bad. The only thing that you just know about them is just like the polling box we actually get there during election. So what I do with them is I try as much as possible to empower them with skills to be able to gain meaningful earnings. And I've been doing that for over 5 years. But yeah, my organization has actually already started around last year, so I've been working fully on that. And presently we're working with World Connect to help out in easing the stress on our parents, like providing infrastructure for kids, because I noticed that when kids go to school and they get themselves dirty, it's the women that will actually come home to wash it for them. So now we are ensuring that we're putting infrastructure for them to sit very well comfortably in school and see how we can move around that. So for this year's International Women's Day, Monday is still a day we can still celebrate. We're looking at celebrating inside Akoka, University of Lagos, where the Department of Adult Education, where we'll be celebrating with the female students over there and also having a webinar with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We would look at systems and norms that we have in place. Of course, you know that we cannot talk about gender equality, we cannot talk about women and men without looking at the issue of the cultural norms we have in place and our systems, especially as Africans, as Nigerians, where we have the concept of patriarchy taking the lead. So, when it comes to collaborating, men and women collaborating to achieve sustainable progress, how can we deal with the challenge of the systems we have in place and the cultural norms? Let's hear from Ms. Hopeful.
Okay, thank you. So, in changing a narrative, education is key in changing a narrative, because how these things have become culture is through education. It could be oral, it could be formal or informal. So these are the ways cultures are formed. So if you want to address it, you need to use the instrument which was used to put these things in place, right? From the different institutions, looking at the family, looking at the churches and organizations, looking at the university system, the institutions. So when we put all these things, all these structures in place, then we look at how we can address these structures and then try to impute try to educate these structures and the systems that uphold these structures. It's not an easy one. I think it's something that will take time, but then we need to know where we are going to by re-educating the status quo, the system that has been, how people have perceived things. They need to be re-educated. Yeah, training up a child, when you train up a girl child, there are expectations for that girl child. This is how you should behave, this is how you should behave. And there are expectations for the male child. Now, even in the training, while you are training the girl, training the boy, as parents, like in the family institution, the parents need to have it in their head that things have changed. The way you are bringing up the child, will this person will he be able to survive in the change trends? Parents need to be conscious of that, and that is why the education is very, very important. I believe that there are NGOs that are into family affairs and all of that. I think NGOs will be able to help in that. And then we have the institution. Like in the institution here, we are carrying out a lot. Currently, there are a lot of gender programs that has been enrolled in the university educational system, where they are teaching what gender is all about and what you actually understand the gender and the changes that have made, and then how the change can affect society when these people who have inculcated this educational pattern, when they take it upon themselves, they become renewed, and then the change they are going to make in the culture or in the society where they find themselves. For example, for someone that comes from a place whereby women are not given rights to inheritance. Now, for a boy child who has gone through the process of learning and relearning, and then know the importance of women, the role of women, and how they can come in, how women and men are equal. Someone who has been taught in that way, when you go out to the outer society and you see women marginalized, of course you will not, for example, somebody like our speaker here, of course you will not behave like how others are behaving. Women have full rights to inheritance. Yes, that is what the child will tell the parents. Mommy, this my sister, she has right to. So when they are sharing the property, you will tell them, I beg, make it equal. She's even the elder one. Give her own share. I don't believe in all this culture that says women do not have rights. When it comes to maybe family issues, a good example is what my colleague told me. When it comes to family issues, they want to tell you to do a particular thing in the family. Women will have rights to contribute, but when they sell land, women will not have rights to benefit from the land that is sold. So all those cultures that are harmful to the woman, a lot of cultures are there. We have female genital mutilation, which is very clear. Now we can say that it is archaic. People don't no longer practice it, but it's there. People are practicing female genital mutilation all over. Even here in River State, some parts, they are still practicing it. All those things that are affecting the women gender negatively, they need to be addressed, and those cultures need to be removed, eradicated. And then let's look at better ways of approaching such things without conflict, because we must understand that it's quite difficult to make a change. So we must introduce all of these things without conflict. And that is why I always advocate for education, because education is subtle and it's easy to, reshaping the mind of a person to think positively towards a particular thing. So this issue of culture, when people are educated, I think they'll begin to think positively towards that particular culture that is affecting and marginalizing the women, and make a difference by themselves. Because whatever change we want, it begins with us. So such people that are educated will not have that mindset of making a difference. To make that change to begin with them. Gradually, I think that we are going to get there and achieve our goal. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think the key word to highlight from all you've said is education. And thank you so much. Mr. Detola, let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. And kindly, can you repeat the question again, please?
How we can tackle the issue of the cultural norms and the systems we have in place while we are trying to deal with gender equality, collaboration with men, and gender equity.
Thank you very much. And I would like to start from where I stop. And we can't take the power of education away from we can't take power of education out of the equation here. We need education, because when we look as far back as Paul Ferreira, where they actually use education for civic purpose in Brazil. So we can't take up that, because the basic unit of a society is the family. You have to start from the family, training the child on how to infuse himself into the society. As for me, my background story is basically I was raised up by my grandparents, and I grew up in the midst of 8 girls, and I was the only guy there. So I actually understand that walking around them is just like, sometimes I actually get privileges from them. I just sit down somewhere, they do the whole thing, and when it gets to a particular time, I step in to help, because I know when it comes to fetching water, I do that for them and then sit down. So those are the issues. Like, we need to actually train the boy child, the girl child from home, because before you become who you are, you were made in the family. So when it happens outside, you come back to the family to come and is that they actually clap for you, or they give you a slap. So you need to actually understand the place of family in the society, and at the same time, beyond the family, we need to actually look at what the ladies, the women are actually putting out, how they put themselves out there, because you can't expect how do I put it out there? If you don't put yourself out there, no one is going to see you. You need the visibility yourself. You need to push yourself out there before anyone can actually see you. So I think there's a place for personal conviction also. to actually get to work and also to change the cultural norms. We have people that are up there already. There's a place for mentorship also. We need to actually educate the young girls on how to carry themselves. Not just we want to do the trend on TikTok or Instagram. Yeah, those are good. I think they are good, but are they actually addressing social issues? So we need to actually focus our attention on some key aspect of the society. We need to position ourselves in a strategic place. Like when it comes to civic engagements, how many women are actually there to present themselves that I want to stand up to this? And who are those? Are there other women or ladies or girls supporting such movements? So we need, as the women or ladies or the female gender, you need to come up with an alliance to get things done. So because as it is right now, I think the boy child also is actually feeling marginalized right now, if I'm to put that out. And when we look at the opportunities out there now, we actually see more for the female gender, which is giving a full backing to the female gender to take a rightful position in the society. So with this, I believe we can't leave this world alone unless we actually collaborate together. And the society will be better when we have both gender in the same space, supporting each other to achieve a better aim. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Adetola. Now we're going to look at the very last question that we will discuss before we entertain questions. And while we are at it, if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the chat box, or you can use the raise hand button if you would prefer to speak. Now, for the very last question, we'll be looking at how sustainable progress benefits everybody. Now we are talking about what the women can do, what the men can do, how we can collaborate and do this together. Now let us look at how it can benefit everybody, because I believe everybody is going towards what they can benefit. Will I benefit from this? If I say the benefits, I can now put in the work. So what are the ways that these efforts can benefit everybody? Over to you, Miss Hopeful.
All right. Of course, these efforts are not in vain, and definitely it benefits not just the female gender, nor the male gender. It will benefit society as a whole.
Oh, I think we lost her here. Can you hear me, Miss Hopeful? Okay, while we're waiting for her to jump in back, Mr. Adetola, can we hear from you?
Can I get the question again, please?
Ways in which sustainable progress can benefit both men and women.
So all right, thank you very much. Sustainable collaboration and can actually help both gender if they actually see themselves as one, and they see themselves as partners in growth and community development, because it's not a one-man thing. It's a thing to be done in groups. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh. I think Miss Hope is trying to talk.
Miss Hopeful, we can't hear you actually. I think your network. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Adetola.
As I was saying, I said, can you take the question again, please?
Can you hear me?
I lost my line of thoughts.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you take the question again, please?
Okay, Miss Hopeful, we stopped hearing you at some point, so let's hear from Mr. Adetola, then we'll come back to you. Mr. Adetola, we're talking about ways in which sustainable progress can benefit everybody, both the men and the women, just briefly.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, like I've said earlier, I said there's a purpose to giving, and when you give, there's at times you actually expect something in return, and when you give in collaboration, you're not actually expecting something because you are also in it at the same time. So it's more of you working together to achieve a goal, and in doing that will bring about sustainable development in the community, because everyone sees each other as a partner and not and not a victim. Because when it comes to issues around the community development, you have to see yourself as one, not as a divided entity. So I believe when there is a collaboration between both gender, it will be effective for growth and development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Hopeful, I don't know if you're here now. Okay, while we are waiting for her to jump right in, we will be entertaining questions and answer at this point. So if you have any question that you want our speakers to address, or you have any contribution at this point, feel free to um, put it in the chat box, or you can signify with a raise of hand, and we would allow you speak. While we are waiting for your questions and answer, I would like to at this point talk about the BIGS Odyssey Glide Program 2026. So Glide is a re-entry program which is designed for women. We could say that it is a way of recognizing women in the society, their efforts, and also giving them the opportunity to give back to the society. So this program is structured for women who have taken a break in their career and are looking at re-entering the career space. Now, we cannot agree that making a comeback in your career is not an easy one, especially when you've taken such a long break, maybe due to childbearing, family attention, and all that. So, what Glide does for you is it gives you an opportunity to interface with mentors who are leaders in the career in your own career industry and top opinion leaders in your own space. They put you through the process of getting back into your work field, what you do, take you step by step on how to re-enter your career space. Now it's a 100% virtual program, which means that it is available. It is not limited by location. Now, it is also a 6 month mentorship program, which means that during the period of that 6 months, you are also always in interaction with your mentors. It gives you the opportunity to ask questions and more like get led by the hand into your career space. Now, it is also for both women in the what we call 9 to 5 space, and also entrepreneurs who are trying to revive their business, rebrand, and all that. So uh, what you benefit from this program is that after 6 months of the intense mentorship cycle, you are also going to get post benefits, which will include mentorship until you are able to land a job and all that. So feel free to check this program at www.bigsodyssey.com/glide and follow through the process. Now, we are also encouraging women out there who are willing to give back to society by mentoring other women, just like we've said through this webinar, that we welcome everybody into the race of gender equality, both men and women, who are willing to mentor these women to make a comeback to their career. We are also open to sponsors. If you're open to partnership, organizations that are willing to partner with us, and individuals that are willing to partner and sponsor this program. Thank you so much for the attention. I'm still hoping we could get a question in the chat box or a raise of hand. And we've still not heard from Miss Hopeful. I don't know if she's back in the room. Miss Hope, are you here with us? Just to be sure, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're done, but
Clearly. I think she's chatting that she can hear you too.
Oh, okay, okay.
you dropped off the call already.
Okay. So just because of want of time, we have a few minutes before the call ends. Thank you so much, everyone that joined this call. I don't know if our speaker, who is still here with us, have any last words to share with us before we go behind the scene to continue celebrating International Women's Day.
Okay. In as much as giving to gain is a title for today's International Women's Day. And in as much as a man is given, a woman is also giving or receiving. There should be an understanding before embarking on such move, and being open-minded around things to actually help out in achieving larger steps. And as we celebrate this day, I pray that more women out there get visibility and support as much as possible to get to the peak of their career and wherever they want to go to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adetola. Thank you so much for making out time to join us today. Thank you for sharing your experience and your words with us. Um, I want to use this opportunity to say happy International Women's Day to everyone who is on this call and everyone who is listening at this point. Um, it doesn't end here, it doesn't end today. So feel free to keep advocating your own little space, keep making the change. And I believe, just like we've discussed, at one point or the other, everyone is going to benefit from the sustainable progress that we aim to achieve. Thank you so much. And feel free to join us on all our webinar series by registering with the Bigs Odyssey webinar series at www.bigsodyssey.com/webinars. Thank you, everybody, and bye bye.
All right. Thank you, Oluwatoyin, for joining. Thank you very much. That's my very good friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining.